Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Tuesday, July 5th slate of MLB action. I'm super excited to dive into it. We do have a pretty decent slate on. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of games going on throughout the day, but there are a lot of night games going on, so I'm super excited about that. But before we did go ahead and dive into it, I did just want to go ahead and say I hope that everybody did have a great day yesterday. Hopefully, you guys were able to stay safe, but still also have a lot of fun. I know I definitely did. I ended up just hanging out with some of my family, stuff like that. We ended up going swimming for a little bit. It started to storm a little bit later into the night, but then we were still able to catch the fireworks as well. So it was a very great time. So hopefully everybody else had a great day as well. Next thing I did just want to go ahead and talk about is that we are still currently on the road to 7,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. And thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. It truly does mean a lot to me. So I am super excited to dive into it. So let's go ahead and do it. We'll do a quick recap as of yesterday. We did not necessarily have the greatest day, truth be told. We did have the Mets in the first 5 innings. We had their run line versus the Reds. And that one did actually end up working out for us. That was our one win that actually, ended up working out completely. Then we did end up having the Cardinals and the Braves no-run first inning. The Cardinals at the top of the order were able to get it done for us, but unfortunately, on the flip side of things, the Braves, I think they ended up scoring with 2 outs. It was a very tough beat, so it is what it is. And then the Orioles, we had the Orioles money line in the first 5 innings, and that one was actually just a really tough beat. The reason being is because the Orioles were up 2-0 and going into the 5th inning, and then at the top of the 5th inning, they gave up 5 runs to the Rangers, and then they only scored 1 run in the bottom of the 5th, so ended up technically losing the first 5-3, but it was all from the 5th inning. If they would have just pitched a little bit better, if they would have, fielded a little bit better, we definitely would have won that one. It was just a very unfortunate beat. But, that's how sports betting goes. And especially on the 4th of July, it seemed like every single public play that was there, it ended up losing. So I'm really glad. I wish I would have went full game. If I would have went full game, we would have ended up winning. The Orioles ended up winning outright. But, hey, it is what it is. I've been really hot with the first 5 plays. I wanted to continue that. So let's go ahead and dive into it. We do have 2 plays today that I do really like, so let's go ahead and dive into it. Our first play of the day, we're going to be taking the Marlins run line in the first 5 here versus the Angels at -115 odds. If you take a look at it, the Marlins, they are 26, 32, and 16 in the first 5. So definitely nothing too crazy. They are a little bit below 500 when it does come to the first 5 just in general. But they are 14, 11, and 10 at home. So they are a much better first 5 team at home as opposed to being on the road. The Angels are, on the flip side of things, are 17, 14, and 3 in the first 5 on the road. So they're very similar records. Miami is 15th in runs per game. So they have actually gotten a lot better as the season has went on when it comes to runs per game. And the Angels, they've dropped a little bit. They're down to 22nd in runs per game. So they have not necessarily been the best here in this last couple months. Miami is also 13th in runs allowed, so they're a pretty solid defensive team, and the Angels, they're 15th. So their defenses are very, very similar to one another, but Miami does score more runs per game, which I do think is going to be a very big part to this as well. Also, Sandy Alcantara is going to be on the mound here for Miami, who's obviously one of their best pitchers. He has an 8-3 record with a 1.95 ERA, so he has been really, really solid over the course of the year when it comes to just pitching in general. But he also has a 1.8 at home, so he has been even better at home despite being tremendous all year. Even better at home, and in his last 5 games, he has a 2.21. So he has pitched a little bit worse in his last 5 games, but a lot of those have been on the road. So hopefully once he does get back into Miami, he is able to pitch really well once again. So I think that is where we see a huge pitching advantage, because on the flip side of things, the Angels, they have Noah Syndergaard on the mound with a 5-6 record and a 3.86 ERA, which isn't necessarily terrible, but he's at a 4.94 in his last 5 and a 6.53 on the road. So he's been really, really bad on the road, and it's not a little bit of a travel, going from LA all the way over to Miami. It's a very long trip. So hopefully he is out of his element, and hopefully Miami can go ahead and get it done for us here in the first 5. So that's going to be our first play of the day. Marlins money line in the first 5 versus the Angels at -115 odds. Now our second play of the day, we're going to be taking the Cleveland Guardians and the Detroit Tigers under 9 runs at -110 odds. Now I will go ahead and say outright that this play, it's one that I like just because both of the offenses definitely are not very good. Both the defenses are not very good either. So both these teams are not necessarily the best in either category, but we'll go ahead and dive into a couple stats. Detroit is 48, 27, and 4 to the under just in general. So they have went under a ton this year. So hopefully, they can do it for us one more time. In Cleveland, they are 37, 36, and 5 to the under. So definitely not as much as Detroit, but they are still under more often than not. Cleveland is also 20, 18, and 3 to the under on the road. So when it does come to those road games, they do go under more often than not. In Detroit, they are 27, 16, and 2 to the under at home. So they go under a lot at home, and I'm just hoping that they can do that for us just one more time for us. And also, Cleveland is 18th in runs, so definitely nothing too crazy. Kind of a little bit below average, but definitely nothing too crazy. But Detroit, they're dead last. They can't score runs, and so hopefully they don't go out today and end up scoring 10. But as of right now, they are still last in runs per game, so we just need them to keep that. That's all. And Quantrill is going to be on the mound for Cleveland. Definitely hasn't been great. Both these pitchers that are going to be pitching have not been fantastic, but we just need them to hold the other team, to what their averages are, and we should end up winning this bet. Quantrill has a 3.72 ERA, and Hutchison is going to be on the mound for Detroit. He has a 4.81. Both these pitchers have not been very good, like I said, but over the course of the game, we just need them to hold the opponents to what their averages are, and we should be in a really good spot for this bet. So, and that is our second and final play of the day. The Cleveland Guardians and the Detroit Tigers under 9 runs at -110 odds. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are still currently on the road to 7,000 subscribers, and I really can't do that without your guys' help. We are just over 400 away from that 7,000 mark, and I would love to be able to do something for you guys, but I just have to be able to hit there first. So make sure that you guys are subbed if you guys are new, but that's going to do it for me. This is King Sander signing out. Peace.